Well, it's Robert Kiyosaki again, and I've been talking about the business school for entrepreneurs and investors. And like I said, I'm only going to be doing 4 live seminars this year, and 2 of them I'm doing on April 28th and 29th, April 30th through May 2nd. One's on real estate, one's on entrepreneurship or business. And I'll be in person, I'll be there with my teams and all that. But just for watching this video, I'm just not going to try and pitch you something. I trust that by watching these things, you'll also learn some valuable information you can use whether you attend or not attend. First of all, again, the real estate course is about how to raise capital, how to find investors for you, and also how to find great deals. I'll be doing it with one of my associates, Wayne Palmer. And for those of you who've caught the Wayne Palmer doing talks on how he finds deals, you can come to the Rich Dad site and find out to watch him in action on how he analyzes a deal. So this is very important. And I realize real estate is sort of going down right now, but this is the best time for investors. If you're really a real estate investor, this is the time to start getting into the market, not when all the morons got in at the top. You know, as Warren Buffett says, the worst time to buy a stock is when it's going up. And the same as with real estate, the worst time to buy real estate when it's going up, the best time to buy it when it's coming down. So that'll be April 28th and 29th, 2 days. It's a different course than the business course. And the following 3 days, April 30th to May 2nd, be on entrepreneurship. But as I promised you, I'll be talking about some of the things that I myself as an entrepreneur do. And as you know, there's E's and S's. And I've said all the time right now, more and more people are moving from E to S. But the question is, S stands for solo, or I call it psycho, or, you know, I mean, it's sacrifice because you got to work so hard. And the difference between an S and a B, which is I'm going to be talking about, an S, if they stop working, their income stops also. You know, like if you're a dentist and you stop being a dentist, your income stops also. So you may be a smart dentist, but your income stops. And what Bs do is they build an asset that continues to grow. So the Rich Dad's Business School for Entrepreneurs are for people who are Bs and Is. E's and S's you can go to school for and get that information. So speaking on the B part here, I talked about the last message I sent out is everybody has a great product or service. You know, I'm a dentist as a profession. So P stands for product or profession or service, things like this. L is the legal side of it. And at Rich Dad, I'll be talking about how we expanded our business, not this, via the legal system was called licensing. So that companies throughout the world buy the right to produce Rich Dad books and games, and they send me a check once a quarter. That's why I'm a B. I don't have to work, and the money keeps coming in. Also, I talked about systems and how Rich Dad, our system of marketing before was generally only through bookstores, but now we're creating a franchise system. And one of the instructors will be Kelly Ritchie, one of my best friends, but also the smartest guy in franchising. And he'll be talking about how Bs expand their business through franchising. Now this is the catch. Whether you're an S or a B, to be a franchisee, you have to have a very tight BI triangle. You should have one anyway, regardless of your franchise, because franchising can get you in trouble if you don't really have it really tight, all of this stuff here. And the next thing is communication. And I talked about how we expand via television. I have books, and I have my own television show. I'm always interviewed and things like this. So that's a very important way of keeping my brand out there. So a big part of what makes a company successful is whether or not they have a brand, B-R-A-N-D. I almost misspelled it. Okay? And brand, people think, well, it's the communication, you know. But a brand is more than that. The reason Rich Dad is so valuable right now is because it is an internationally known brand the same way as Trump is known as a brand. And the real question on a brand is not just communication. See, a brand makes it easier to sell. When somebody says Rich Dad, they go, oh, I think I heard of that, or I know what the guy stands for and all this. So what a brand really is the entire BI triangle. If you're going to create a brand, especially in a world that's overcrowded with advertising, communication, the webs, iPods, print, blogs, I mean, there's so much competition now for a person's time, it really is more important that you become a brand. So there's a shortcut communication. Like if I say the word Ferrari, you know, you get a picture of something in your mind. It's a whole body effect. But if I said Hyundai or Kia, car, they're probably just as good a car, but you get a whole different emotional effect just by the brand name. So I'm not saying Hyundais are better or worse than a Ferrari, but I'll pay more for a Ferrari than I will for a Hyundai. I don't own a Hyundai, by the way. I own a Ferrari. So what a brand really is, and that's why it's so important, is during the 3 days at the Entrepreneurial Business School, I'll be talking about how all of this communicates out through communication as a brand. And the question is, what does the brand stand for? What does it mean? It's a shortcut communication. Like if I say the word Apple, some people think of computers and some people think of red apple. But for the guys like me I'm an Apple fanatic, the brand means a lot to me. I love Steve Jobs. He's one of the best entrepreneurs in the world right now. And if I say the word Marine Corps is a brand. It communicates everything, the mission, the team, the leadership, the style, the message. The Marines have a saying, we're only looking for a few good men and women. That means we just don't want to be like the Army. We have to position ourselves away from the Army, the Air Force, and the Coast Guard, and the Navy. So brands are so vitally important as a communication tool, especially in today's over-communicated to world. There are more people competing for your customer's mind, their time. How many blogs can you read? How many magazines can you read? How many television sets can you read? How many games can you play and all this? So today, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, it becomes more and more important that you become a brand. It's not just a shortcut communication. As a brand, I have to communicate all this. So what does Rich Dad mean? What does Rich Dad mean versus Monopoly? What does it mean to you? The same as what does Ferrari mean to you versus Kia or Hyundai or Toyota? They're all good cars, but the brand communicates the whole thing. So during the 3 days at the Business School for Entrepreneurs and Investors on the business side, April 30th and May 2nd, we'll be going into how all these things interact, but more importantly, how it comes up as a brand. Because today, if you're not a brand, you're nothing. Thank you very much. So please attend the program.